Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal. Now this is coming from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. It's his first sermon given. It's one of the greatest sermons ever written or delivered, and it's unpacking what it looks like to be controlled by the gospel and how that would get fleshed out in everyday life. And he says, for where your treasure is, verse 21, there your heart will be also. Verse 22, the eye is the lamp of the body, so if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, and your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? Verse 24, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he'll be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. 3 couplets in this simple teaching on money that Jesus inaugurates his teaching on money in the Bible with, and we'll look at each of those couplets in succession, draw out a few helpful observations, and then bring it to a conclusion at the end. First couplet is 2 treasuries. 2 treasuries. Jesus' framework that he's giving us to understand how to think about money is that there are 2 treasuries in which you are constantly and continually putting investments into. He says the first treasury is the treasury of earth. What does he say about that treasury? He says, don't put any money in that. If you put treasure in that treasury, moths will eat it, rust will destroy it, thieves will break in and steal it. Therefore, you need to put your treasures in a different treasury, namely the heavenly treasury, where moths can't get to it and rust doesn't exist and thieves can't steal it. What does he mean by that? I think one observation to make is that Jesus isn't against you investing or amassing wealth. He's just not. What he's concerned with is you investing in the wrong place and amassing wealth that won't last. Jesus is not saying wealth should be rejected. Rather, and staggeringly so, Jesus is saying wealth should be pursued. That's crazy. Some of you have come from an understanding of Christianity that says wealth is to be rejected, money is to be shunned, and any pursuit of happiness should be abandoned, because for me to follow Jesus means I got to deny myself, take up my cross, and sting myself with many pangs, and grit my teeth and gut it out, and just try not to sin as much as other people and still have as much fun as non-believers. That's what it means for you in your head to follow Jesus. And I'm here to tell you that's a perverted vision of Christianity. That's not Jesus' Christianity. Jesus never appealed to anyone to deny themselves ultimately in following him. Jesus always used the hook of reward. Even Luke 9:23, deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me. That's his exhortation. Why does he give that as an exhortation? Read the verse before it. If you want to save your life, you must lose your life. What did he just do? He just appealed to your natural desire for reward, right? You want to save your life? You want the reward of life? I do. Great. Here's how you get it. You want treasure? You want wealth? You want happiness? You want joy? I do. Okay, great. Let me tell you how to do it. Jesus never calls us to deny ourselves. He calls us to deny short-term pleasures so that we might invest in long-term pleasures. Amen. Jesus isn't against you investing. He's just against you investing in the wrong spot. See, this here in Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 is like the ultimate insider trading tip, right? Except it's not conjecture. It's truth. It's not speculation. It's promise. If you put your money here, you will lose it. It will crash. It will fall. Bottom will fall out. You'll lose it. If you put it here, the interest return on this baby will blow your mind. He's saying if you choose to take treasure and keep it, you'll lose it. You put treasure in your hands, you'll lose it. You put treasure in my hands, you'll gain it back. So those who have treasure on this earth, one of the reasons they're so discouraged and they're so stressed is that every heartbeat takes them closer to eternity where they know they're going to lose their treasure. Every person who's put their treasure in heaven knows with every heartbeat they're coming closer to gaining it. One becomes despaired. One increasingly becomes full of hope. King Tut, one of the richest men to live during his day, believed that in this religious folklore that when he died, he would take all the treasure he had amassed with him and enjoy it in paradise somewhere forever. When researchers and discoverers found his tomb, where his body lay entombed in this golden diamond, casket sort of mummified thingamajig, that's a technical term for that. What did they find with him? Every treasure he'd ever collected. Joke's on him. He's gone. It stayed. John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest Americans to ever live in New York City, died. When he died, one of his friends approached John Rockefeller's accountant and said, "Hey, just curious, how much did John D. leave when he died?" The accountant looked at him and he was like, "He left all of it." He didn't take one thing with him. He left it all. There's no hearse. There's no U-Hauls, trailers on hearse. When you die, you're gone. You don't take it with you. Jesus isn't against you amassing wealth. He's against you amassing wealth in the wrong thing and in the wrong place. Interesting, people are always looking for a safe place to put their money, aren't they? And how the mutual fund's doing, stocks, bonds, Roth IRAs, real estate, commodities, stock market. Where should I put my money? You say, I'll tell you where you put your money. You want a return? You store it for yourself treasures in heaven.